"Who did this to you? I'm so sorry." A few years ago, I had spent a semester studying abroad in East Asia. And on one of our excursions, we traveled from Hong Kong, where we were living, over to Cambodia. We flew into Siem Reap, home of Angkor Wat, beautiful temple structure, and one of the old ancient wonders of the world. I figured the best place to see a country as such would be to rent motorcycles. And when I say motorcycle, I really mean moped, honestly. We're talking, sub 100cc vehicles here, which were a perfect amount of speed for the roads they have in Cambodia that are mostly dirt and mostly rock and mostly glass, if you are lucky enough to swerve around them. Funnily enough, a good buddy of mine, previous to this encounter with the Angkor Wat police, we were taking a turn and I sort of was navigating and I didn't use my blinker because I guess it was the BMW of mopeds in the time, and I took a left-hand turn and he slid clean on the ground and pretty, messed up his leg pretty good, actually, and we actually had to take him to a Cambodian doctor, which is a story in and of itself, but it really involved a lot of rubbing alcohol poured on the leg and sort of just bandaging, which was, I think no stitches were involved. I remember when he came back to the United States, his primary care doctor said, "Who did this to you? I'm so sorry." And the answer was a Cambodian medical doctor, and so we did. In these kind of countries, you either leave a cash deposit or your passport as collateral. So we, not having a lot of cash on us at the time, left our passports rather naively and figured, we'll return the bikes, get our passports back, and we'll be on our way. Well, after a week there, the last day, we decided we'd finish up by going early in the morning to Angkor Wat, seeing the beautiful temples, parking our motorcycles, and then on our way back, we'd pick them up and head back, get our passports, and head to the airport. And that was the plan. However, a few Cambodian police officers had a very different plan in store for us. Those of you that may be familiar with Angkor Wat's inner traffic circles, which I doubt few of you are, may know that between 6 and 8 a.m., many of the streets around Angkor Wat are one-ways. And then after 8 a.m., they become one-way the other way for people to leave and come and go and whatnot. We mistakenly decided to leave a little earlier and went the opposite way on the one-way. And we thought, a couple of guys on some motorcycles, a lot of traffic mishap happening in a third world country right now, we would be the least of anyone's concerns. We were immediately stopped by a few Cambodian police officers also on motorcycles, and they asked for our registration for the bikes, which didn't know that was a thing in third world countries, and our international driver's licenses. I, at the time, had an Ohio driver's license, valid, I might add, but not international. And the guy sort of looked at it and said, "Ohio," and looked back at me, and I said, "Yes, Ohio, United States." And he sort of said, like this, and walked back to his police cruiser, which was a motorcycle with a clipboard on it. He took my buddy's license as well, and other friends, and he essentially came back and said, "I can impound these bikes, and I will be impounding these bikes because you're A, no international driver's license, B, no helmets, and C, going the wrong way on a one-way." And we were petrified. And we had these bikes as collateral for our passports. We had a flight leaving that day. And we thought, here we go. Here's how we get stuck in a Cambodian prison. And that is going to be an even better car story, which maybe we'll tell another time. The officer essentially went back and forth with us and said, you Westerners come here to our country and you have such arrogance and you try and drive on our streets without licenses and whatnot. And I made it very clear that I was under the impression that the nice lady who rented us motorcycles, cash only, I might add, did not ask us for international driver's licenses and assured us that we would be fine with whatever driver's license we had from whatever state, province, territory, wherever we were issued. Which, of course, this nice gentleman was telling us was not the case. Going back and forth, we ended up trying to, saying, "Hey, sir, we've got a flight today. We need our passports. The bikes are collateral for the passports." And he wasn't having any of it. He thought we were lying. I even pulled up a flight information on my phone and said, "Sir, please look at this," and whatnot. And he wasn't having it. Push comes to shove. I said, let's chat over here. And my friend's like, "What are you going to do?" And I was like, we'll figure it out, And he sort of caught wind of what might be happening, and he dismissed the other two police officers that were with him, right? And I reached into my backpack, and he sort of made a hasty maneuver, and I said, no, just getting something out of my backpack. And I pulled out a $50 bill, and I said, let's make something work here. There's no need for the bikes. Maybe we can knock this down to a fine. And he said, "Well, we only administer fines at the police station." I said, "Well, what if I paid you a roadside fine? I know it's common in several other countries of the third world variety that maybe we might make a deal happen." And his very broken English, he sort of saw Grant's face on the $50 bill and looked at me and looked at it and looked at me and looked at it and sort of grabbed it and handed me back our bike keys and our licenses. And I sort of looked at him and I said, "We won't have any more trouble today now, will we, sir?" And he goes, "Nope, just say," and he tapped at his shirt where his corporal name was, "Say I took care of you." And we were on our way.
We'd like to thank AvalonKing for their continued support of the VinWiki YouTube channel. I have their Armor Shield 9 ceramic coating on all my cars, and I love it. The increased shine, the reflectivity, the ease of cleaning, and the protection of the paint all make it a tremendous thing to add value and protection to your car. You can check it out at the link in the description below, and we're going to continue to experiment and do interesting projects like the S55, which hopefully at some point soon will get to be shot off the cliff to see if it protects your car in the event of an accident.
Oh, that's cute, Ed. I'm over here at Genius Garage with AvalonKing building a V12 supercar from scratch. Yeah, we're way past ceramic coatings now, buddy.
Okay, well, we'll hear more from Casey about the King Zero project later this month. But again, thank you to AvalonKing for supporting the channel. Check them out in the link in the description below.